Hello everyone, welcome back to Clues by Sam. It is Sunday and we have a hard one, not an evil one today. So, yeah, I hope it's gonna be fun all the same. Yesterday's was really short, so let's see how this goes today. If you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it is a logic puzzle game where you have many people on the board and some of them may be criminals, some of them may be innocents, and you gotta use the clues that they themselves give you to figure out who is what. The game changes every day and it ramps up difficulty along the week. If you want to try it today, you can check the link in the description, but for now, I'm gonna start. I don't see anyone giving us clue yet. So, first of all, we have Ronald telling us that exactly two innocents to the right of Olivia are neighboring Nick. Nick is on the edge of the board. Olivia is in row 4, and to the right of her is 3 people, 2 of them neighbor Nick. So both of them have to be innocents. And we don't need Ronald's clue anymore. Now Susan and Terry. Susan tells us that exactly 2 innocents in column B are neighboring Emma. Column B is here. Emma has 3 neighbors in column B and 2 of them are innocents. We don't know who yet. Terry tells us that exactly 2 painters have an innocent directly above them. Karen is a painter, and Wanda is a painter. Do we have any other painters here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, Ronald's a painter. So we have Wanda with an innocent above her. And she's a painter. Exactly 2 painters have an innocent directly above them. So that tells us that either Karen is an innocent and Felix is a criminal. Because then we would have... Oh, my eye is still watering from yesterday. I don't know why. It doesn't sting. It doesn't burn. It just tears up. Like, no reason whatsoever. I'm not sad. My eyes are just watering, and it's just a left eye. So let's ignore that while we can and get back to it. If Ronald has Karen as an innocent above him, we already have our 2 painters with innocents above them. And it doesn't matter what Wanda is because she isn't above anyone. But she's a painter and she has Ronald above her as an innocent. If Karen is a criminal, we still have to have one more painter to be an innocent, to have an innocent above them. So Felix has to be an innocent. So this is one or the other situation here, but we know that Brian for sure is an innocent because he is neighboring Emma and he is in column B. And Susan's clue tells us that there's 2 innocents in column B neighboring Emma. So Brian is an innocent. And we still don't know about these guys. So let's leave them yellow. Brian tells us that Amy is one of Emma's 4 innocent neighbors. So we know that Amy is an innocent. And Emma, who has 5 neighbors total, has 4 innocent neighbors. And since we know that either Felix or Karen are a criminal, to total 4 innocent neighbors, James has to be a innocent as well, besides Amy. So James is innocent here. And we don't need Brian's clue anymore, I guess. Now, Amy told us that Nick is one of Gus's 3 criminal neighbors. Nick is a criminal. And we know that Gus has one more innocent neighbor that we have to find because one of them is Brian and the other one is either Felix or Karen. So there's one more person that's an innocent here. So let's leave that there for now. James tells us there are more criminal doctors than criminal farmers. Doctors. Brian's a farmer, Daniel's a farmer. Any other farmers? Susan. Susan is a farmer, so we have 2 innocent farmers. And there has to be more criminal doctors and criminal farmers. So looking at criminals, we have possibly 1 criminal farmer. Possibly. We don't know about Daniel yet. But we know that Irma and Nick were doctors. Oh, we don't know about Irma yet. Nick's a doctor and he's a criminal. So there's 1 criminal here. Any other doctors? No. Okay, so if Irma is an innocent, Farmer Daniel has to be a innocent as well. Because the only way for there to be more criminal doctors than farmers, if there's only 1 criminal doctor, is for there to be no criminal farmers. If Irma is a criminal, then Daniel can be a criminal, but it doesn't mean that he is, because 2 is also more than 0. So we don't know yet about any of these guys, what they are. And there's no one or the other situation here. But Nick tells us that he has more innocent neighbors than James. What do we know about James already? We know that James has 1 innocent neighbor here and 1 more here. So 2. Nick already has 2. Complicated. You know about Emma's situation. Emma has 4 innocent neighbors. Okay. We don't know the total for James, because we don't know about Olivia or Emma. Know that Gus has 3 criminal neighbors. Oh, let's use that. So going back to these guys, we knew that if Irma was to be a criminal, then Daniel doesn't matter. But if Irma were to be an innocent, Daniel would have to be an innocent as well, right? So that there would be more criminal doctors than farmers. And that can't be, because Gus only has 1 more innocent neighbor to exist. Because there's 2 here already. So Irma cannot be an innocent. She has to be a criminal. Oh, how can that be wrong? Am I tripping? Have I not seen a doctor that I should have seen? We have 3 farmers. 2 of them are innocent. Only 1 can be a criminal. We have 2 doctors, right? There's no more doctors other than Irma and Nick. If Irma is an innocent, Daniel has to be an innocent. Which can't be. So Irma can't be an innocent. That's the only thing I can think of. Gus has 3 criminal neighbors. Oh my god, I was thinking about innocent. Okay, let's scratch that. It's exactly the opposite logic because there's one criminal here already who is Gus's neighbor. There's one criminal here who is Nick, and we know that if Irma is an innocent, Daniel has to be an innocent, but if Irma is a criminal, Daniel can be a criminal. But it doesn't matter. He can be an innocent as well. So what else? Thinking about criminals. Oh my god. I am angry at that. There's no one or the other situation here. Only the innocent part makes it so if one is an innocent, the other has to be. But if both of them are criminals, which can very well happen, then oh, it can't happen. It can happen because let me get back to the beginning. If Daniel is a criminal, then Irma has to be a criminal. Because it's the only way there can be more doctor criminals than farmers. So Daniel can't be a criminal at all. Because that would break Gus's condition of having only 3 criminal neighbors. So Daniel has to be an innocent. Ugh. How come I always switch the terms? I don't understand. But yeah, that was it. We're back on track. Let's read Daniel's clue. Emma is one of Felix's 7 innocent neighbors. Oh, Emma is an innocent then. But we also know that Felix has 7 innocent neighbors. 4 of them are here. 7 means he has 8 in total, so it means that he has only 1 criminal neighbor. It's getting complicated. Maybe this is evil. It just didn't tell us that it is. So Felix has to have at least, not at least, but he has to have 3 more innocent neighbors. Whereas Gus can only have 1. Oh, Irma is not for sure a criminal. We don't know that yet. So Gus has 2. 2 criminal neighbors. Has to have 1 more among these people. He shares 2 neighbors with Felix, Mary and Chuck. Do both of these guys have to be innocents? I think so. And if both of these guys are innocent, then Irma is a criminal. But why do they have to be both of them innocents? Because if one of them were to be a criminal, let's just try to make Chuck a criminal. Then Karen would have to be an innocent. Because now Gus would Karen have to be an innocent? I guess so. Let's make it so. and Gus would have to be an innocent to match Felix's condition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Felix has to be a criminal. Irma then has to be an innocent, which is possible. So this is fine. Now, is it Nick who has more innocent neighbors than someone? James? Emma? I have more innocent neighbors than James. Is that so if this is the situation? Yes, it is. Or it can be, at least. Because James can't have 5 innocent neighbors, whereas Nick has 5. So this is a possible scenario. Now let's reverse it. Let's make Felix the innocent and Karen the criminal. Can that be? It can if we make Chuck an innocent and Irma a criminal. How do you say that? Irma? Irma? So it's, and this situation can happen. Now Felix has 7 innocent neighbors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gus has 3 criminal neighbors, so that's possible. But can, in this case, Nick have more innocent neighbors than James? It can if Olivia is a criminal. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if Olivia is a criminal. So that doesn't help. Let's try making... Where should we be looking? Let's try making Mary a criminal. Is there any way that Mary can be a criminal? I don't think so. Can it? I think it's the same situation as Chuck. Like, this can happen if Felix is a criminal and Karen an innocent. And Irma an innocent. Now Felix has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gus has 1, 2, 3 criminal neighbors. And Nick has 4 innocent neighbors, so that's possible. So I think we must be looking at the wrong clue. I think we have to check Nick and James on their own, because let's forget about Chuck. Let's forget about Chuck for now. We know that James has 3 innocent neighbors already. So let's clear the tags and let's think about if both Gus and Mary are one or the other. Can we say that? Then it will be down to Irma and Olivia. Maybe I'm not supposed to be looking at that. Nick's one of Gus's 3 criminal neighbors. Yeah. Emma is one of Felix's 7 innocent neighbors. Yeah. Only one of the 5 innocent neighboring Susan. Oh, we haven't read that clue yet, have we? Only one of the 5 innocent neighboring Susan is in row 3. So we know that either Karen or Mary are innocent and the other one a criminal. I ignore that completely. And we also know that Susan has 5 innocent neighbors. 2 of them are already here, 1, 2. The third one will be either Karen or Mary. And there will be someone else. 2 more people actually in row 5. But that tells us that either Karen or Mary are innocent. And also either Karen or Felix are Felix. See, that's why it would be good to have tags, have color tags. And I think that will help us. Because if it's one or the other here and one or the other here, we can do this. Let's make Felix an innocent. Now Karen has to be a criminal. If Karen's a criminal, then Mary has to be an innocent. If this is the situation, now James has 1, 2, 3 innocent neighbors. So Nick has to have at least 4. So it could be Gus and Nirma. But now Felix has to have 1 more innocent here. So it has to be Chuck. Oh, that's more. That's more than 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it wouldn't matter. If this was the case, it wouldn't matter. Now, if Felix were to be a criminal, was that the scenario before? I don't remember. If Felix were to be a criminal and Karen an innocent, Mary would have to be a criminal. Now Gus has all of his criminal neighbors. So both Irma and Chuck have to be innocent. And Felix has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Gus has to be innocent. Have we found out that Gus always must be an innocent? He can never be a criminal? Is that it? Because if Gus is ever a criminal, that breaks. Or does it? If Gus is a criminal, then Karen has to be a criminal and Mary and Felix an innocent. But that breaks Felix's clue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Gus can only be an innocent ever. I hope I made myself clear of that logic because I won't go back to it. I wish I could make these two related. But Gus is telling us that Vince and Chuck have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Where's Chuck? Chuck has 3 innocent neighbors already. So he might have at most 2 criminal ones. But Vance has 3 neighbors total. He can only have 2 criminal neighbors if both Olivia and Wanda are criminal. Can both Felix and Irma be criminals? I think so. No, they can't. Because if Felix is a criminal, then Mary will be a criminal as well. And that will break the total criminal neighbors that Gus must have. So no, they can't both be criminals. So it must be one or the other here. And there we go with the clues that can be the tags that can be halved. Now Vance can only have one. I must stop coloring this because it isn't helping me any. So either Olivia or Wanda are a criminal and the other one an innocent. What does that tell us? It tells me that I'm starting to get a headache. Maybe it has to do with my eyes watering. There are more. Yeah, I don't need James' school anymore, James's. Let's go back to this. Again. If Felix is an innocent, what do we have? We have Mary as an innocent, and we have Irma as a criminal, and Karen as a criminal. Sort of an X-wing here. And if we have that, James has 1, 2, 3 innocent neighbors. Now Nick has 1, 2, 3, 4 innocent neighbors, so that works. If Olivia is a criminal, which is the case, it is possible. What if we do the other way? Clear everything. If Felix is a criminal, we have Mary as a criminal and Irma as an innocent. And Karen as an innocent. Right? Now Nick has 4 innocent neighbors. 1, 2, 3, 4. Emma has 3. If Olivia is a criminal. Is this the same scenario that I did before? Am I getting lost here? Am I making this harder than it has to be? If Felix then Irma has to be a criminal. If Irma is a criminal, if Felix is an innocent, Mary is an innocent, then Karen's a criminal. And that works. Nick has 4 innocent neighbors. James has 3. If Olivia is a criminal. Have we found out that Olivia must always be a criminal? There's no way for her to be an innocent because that would break Vea's X-wing. So Olivia must be a criminal. Ah, that's funny. Sorry. I'm not tagging this. It doesn't help at all. So Olivia is telling us that 2 farmers have a criminal directly below them. Okay, we have 2 farmers here. One of them is going to have a criminal and the other one an innocent. So that tells us that there has to be one more farmer somewhere who has a criminal below them. And that has to be Susan. So Xavier is for sure a criminal. And since Xavier is a criminal, we know that both Wanda and Zoe are innocents because of Susan's total. And we don't need Olivia's clue anymore. Now Zoe tells us there's an odd number of innocents neighboring Ronald. Oh, interesting. We sort of know about Ronald. We know that he has 1, 2, 3 innocent neighbors, and one more here who's either Karen or Mary. So that's 4. 4 is not an odd number of innocents. So Vance has to be the 5th innocent in this situation because he's the last neighbor of Ronald's. And we don't need Zoe's clue anymore. Vance tells us that exactly 2 of Gus's 5 innocent neighbors also neighbor Daniel. Ooh. Daniel has 3 neighbors total, and one of them is Gus. The other 2 are the neighbors that he shares with Gus. So both of these guys have to be innocents. And because Irma is an innocent, Felix is a criminal. Since Felix is a criminal, Karen's an innocent, and Mary is a criminal. Okay, I don't know where I went to at the middle there. That was really weird. But I did it in the end. It wasn't an evil one, it was just I got off track. But it was really nice, it was funny. It was a good time. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more Clues by Sam, you can subscribe to the channel. I will be back tomorrow with more. I think it's an easy one tomorrow, so that will be a little shorter, but we'll be doing it nonetheless, just for practice. And yeah, if you want to follow me on my other socials, the links are in the description. I'll see you tomorrow then.